want to step back.
Good evening. I guess it's evening now.
Evening.
Okay?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Officially.
Family's coming home from work. Kids are coming home from school.
Not us. Not us.
We're still doing the grind, but this is SA Soccer Roundtable and the 50/50 podcast presents the third annual Bracketology show for the UIL boys and girls soccer playoffs, hashtag second season. As you can see, we are on to 6A. We're going to be doing the ladies first, and once we're done here, it looks like we're averaging about 45 minutes to an hour for a show, although I have a feeling in listening to Steve talking about, hey, there's too many good matchups in 6A here, so this might take a little bit longer. We will be wrapping up with 6A boys after this, probably about 15, 20 minutes after this, so... being the host here, I made the first pick here, South Lake Carroll. Sorry, Weatherford. You're not playing Bernie, and so I took South Lake Carroll. I hope no objections. But we'll go straight to you, Coach. El Paso Eastwood and San Angelo Central. I'm assuming you're going El Paso Eastwood?
I don't know, man. I don't. This is an Eastwood that finished runner-up in a very tough 1-6A, but I know 11-5, tough district. They're battle-tested, but they were kind of also a little bit up and down. San Angelo Central 2-5, 2-6A, I should say. The district, you can make the arguments in terms of the district, but I'm gonna lean here Central, San Angelo.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I think Central.
Yeah, Central. Yeah, San Angelo Central.
So it's a good thing I didn't make the second pick then. Hurst Bell and Keller Central. Hurst Bell 22-2, 13-1. Keller Central 13-9-2, 7-6-1.
Hurst Bell's, I feel like Hurst Bell's kind of fell under the radar.
Yeah, the volumes doesn't seem right.
Should be good.
Should we get hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've kind of
There you are.
Yeah,
There you are. There you are.
Yeah, they've fallen on the radar as far as the Dallas area teams, but they've done well, and I think they'll be favored here against Keller Central. It'll be a tough game, but I think they'll pull through that one.
Yeah, you've been big on Hurst Bell all year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Hurstbell.
Odessa Permian, a favorite of Steve, and El Paso Coronado.
Go Mojo.
Yeah. Yeah, in this one I say Rafa's Lucky Cup doesn't help him. I like Coronado in this one.
This game's in El Paso, right?
I believe so. I was trying to get the updates on some of these, and they were inconsistent in terms of as far as times, or they were posting games, but they weren't posting locations.
I think they're playing.
They're playing today, right? According to here.
No.
Not until tomorrow.
No, not today. Yeah, that's what I mean. I was seeing inconsistencies.
They're playing actually tomorrow at 2 p.m. at Ratliff Stadium. So it's a home game for
Odessa. Historic wrestling.
I'll go with Permian.
I'm in Permian.
Arlington Martin and Dallas Lake Highlands.
That's a tough game there.
So that's Richardson Lake Highlands, right? I mean, it's also Dallas, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're usually a powerhouse in this region. But Arlington Martin,
Yeah.
We see both of these teams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Martin on this one.
6-3-2. That's all we can gather, right, from their record.
Yeah, I think I see.
Yeah,
it.
6-3-2, 5-0-1, yeah.
Okay.
It's a tough one. When in doubt, given this amount of information you have here, it's hard to ignore a district champion, I guess.
Yeah.
With limited info.
I would go Richardson Lake Highlands for me. But
I'm going with Martin.
Martin, okay.
Okay.
Prosper and Louisville Flower Mound.
Here we go.
The
This could be
five
a
is
reach.
the 5-6
The
matchups.
trilogy.
Oh,
The trilogy.
man. This is,
I think this is the year for Prosper.
They get revenge. Yeah, they get revenge this year.
Revenge, not just revenge. So,
I'm assuming we're going with Dallas Highland Park over Arlington Lamar.
you assume right.
Louisville Hebron and McKinley Boyd.
Here we go again. I'm going to go Hebron, but it's just can go either way.
Yeah, Hebron.
Depends.
But it's gonna be
yeah.
it's gonna be a tough one.
Here, I'll pick this first one here. Friendship over Montwood.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Euless Trinity and Keller.
Keller.
Franklin and Midland. El Paso Franklin and Midland.
Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin. That one is being played in El Paso.
Byron Nelson and Fort Worth Pascal.
Byron Nelson.
Yeah.
Louisville Marcus and Denton Geyer.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Richardson High and Arlington High.
Pretty free
Richardson.
game. I think Richardson.
Allen and Koppel.
Allen.
Allen.
And South Grand Prairie and Richardson Pierce.
Pierce.
I think South Grand Prairie.
I got Pierce.
I'm gonna go Pierce on this one. Go lean Pierce. Seeing Capel as a 4 seed doesn't look right.
Right.
Pierce. All right, and then we're going to move over to first round of Region 2 at the bottom. Cypress Ranch and Klein High School.
Cy Ranch.
Conroe the Woodlands and Spoon Woodlands.
Go Woodlands here.
Islanders, yeah.
Klein Oak or Cypress Woods.
Very deceiving.
It's going to be a close one.
I think Klein Oak.
Houston MacArthur and Conroe Woodlands College Park.
Undefeated, but
Yeah, I know.
District 13 is solid. I'll go MacArthur.
I don't know. I have a feeling College Park might. Because I'm at District 14.
What do you think, Coach? Hector.
Yeah, I think. So I was trying to see what I could find. Yeah, I think, 1 versus a 4, you can make the argument in terms of strength of the district, but they are solid. They're at least sitting there with 5 other non-district wins. So yeah, let's go MacArthur.
If that one doesn't go, it's Steve Salt. Spin it out there.
Absolutely.
Pflugerville Weiss and Mansville Legacy.
Like Weiss here.
Yeah, I'll go with Weiss.
This is why you guys are making the picks and I'm not. Wiley East, Roy City.
East.
My number 3 team.
Yeah.
My power rankings.
Wiley East.
How many goals did they get scored on this year?
Not many.
Duncanville and Bryan.
This is an interesting matchup here. Yeah.
3 goals.
Was it 3?
Wiley East. 140 scored and 3 scored on.
Nice.
Not bad.
I think Duncanville.
Duncanville, yeah.
Rockwall and Garland Rowlett.
Rockwall.
Rockwell.
Willis and Houston Adeline.
Aldine.
Tomball and Lingham Creek.
Tomball.
Conroe, Grand Oaks, and Spring Westfield.
That'll be a close one.
I like Grand. I think Grand Oaks, just with their experience, that pedigree there, just very well coached. Yeah.
Bridgeland and Tomball Memorial.
Bridgeland.
Rockwall, Heath, or Wiley.
Heath.
Heath, yeah.
Mansfield or Hutto.
Mansfield.
Garland,
Sasky.
Saxy, yeah.
Saxy.
or Tyler Legacy.
Saxy.
Saxy, solid, man. Yeah.
And Waco, Midway, or Mansfield, Lake Ridge.
Midway.
Midway.
And then coming back down, Waco, Midway, or Garland, Sasky.
I think Saxy.
Saxy.
Yeah.
Mansville High or Rockwall Heath.
Does it continue for Heath here? That's the question.
That is the question. Yeah.
I think so. I think they do. Yeah. I think they pass this test.
Bridgeland or Conroe Grand Oaks.
Bridgeland.
Tomball or Houston Alding.
Tomball.
Tomball, yeah.
Rockwall or Duncanville.
A good matchup.
Duncanville.
I don't know, Rockwall. I think Rockwall might surprise some people.
They,
Remember, they made that run last year.
they got that experience. They got that experience under their belt, and they've been a little, I think people just kind of forgot about them a little bit, and yet there they are, 11-1 in district.
Depending range of champ.
I'm gonna lean Rockwall here.
Rafa, how are you
Yeah,
going?
Rockwall.
Wiley East, who has only scored 3 goals, or you said only allowed 3 goals?
23-0 with 3 goals.
Yeah, Wiley East.
Houston MacArthur or Klein Oak.
And Klein Oak.
And the Woodlands versus Cypress Ridge.
Woodlands.
So moving over here. Allen or Richardson Pierce.
Allen.
Marcus or Richardson High.
Marcus.
Ooh.
It's a matchup right there.
Franklin or Byron Nelson.
I think this is where it ends for Franklin here.
Yeah,
Friendship.
Byron Nelson.
Friendship or Keller.
This is going to be the first test for Friendship.
Yeah.
But Keller really kept up with Salt Lake Curl.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean with, I think Keller's going to pull off the upset here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those where it can go either way. Keller, though.
Highland Park out of Dallas or Hebron.
Yeah. This could be a region final. Too.
I like Highland Park, man. Just like
They keep chugging away.
we'll get to Drip later, but first year in 6A, but they look special. They look special.
Yeah.
I like Highland Park.
Who was? Did y'all remember Highland Park's loss?
Let me see.
Oh yeah.
It was a.
That's probably an early match.
I got it here. Hockaday.
Dallas
On
Hockaday.
SPC school. Huh. Interesting. When was that, Harry?
January, probably.
January 20th.
Early.
And they drew Richardson
Pierce.
Pierce on
Yeah.
February 3rd.
Right now they
They're fine.
they close like a freight train though. Right now, just end of the season. Yeah.
And
So
they have good wins over Midlothian, Austin Vandergriff,
Yeah.
Klein
Cedar
Oak, Kenny Boyd.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, very well coached team. Just yeah, which is probably going to set up a phenomenal matchup here in the next round here.
So Highland Park,
Yes.
Prosper or Arlington Martin?
I think it's Prosper.
Hearst or Dessa Permian? I'm assuming Hearst.
There's
Put the cup away. It's Hearst.
Turn it around.
South Lake Carroll or San Angelo Central?
Dragons.
So then that's coming back down. South Lake Carroll and Hearst.
Will this be the first test?
Yeah.
It will be.
Yeah, I'm standing by my pick,
Yeah.
right? I called it from the very beginning in our preview of Inside Texas High School Soccer. I was all in on if there was a repeat champion, it was this team had the best odds. So South Lake Carroll, yeah.
This is gonna be a very good game by South
Great
Lake Carroll.
match, yeah, great match.
And then the bottom, Prosper or Dallas Highland Park?
Dallas Highland Park. They just historically, they've been there.
So all that whining and complaining you've been doing about Prosper, you're gonna pick now. You're gonna pick Highland Park.
Hey, we still got Allen in here.
Yeah.
Keller and Byron Nelson.
They're tough. Two District 4. I'll give the edge that one to Byron Nelson.
So they've obviously played twice. How did they fare? Did they split or?
Let's see here.
I'm guessing they probably split or there's a draw in there.
So they're playing Keller. They tied 0-0 the first time.
And then Byron Nelson, or Keller lost to Byron Nelson 1-0, 28th of February. Yeah, so they drew away, or Keller drew away and lost at home.
Pretty even.
Yeah.
Now, just to give kind of context, they played on that Friday, South Lake Carroll, came back that Tuesday, and then played Byron Nelson. 2 1-0 losses, so they weren't, they were close matches, but back-to-back losses for Keller against,
I like Keller here, man.
Me too.
I like Keller here.
Yeah, Byron Nelson. I think they'll.
I got Keller.
So 2-1.
Yeah.
Marcus and Allen, I think you guys already tipped the hand with Allen.
Actually,
I think it's Marcus.
You're voting yourself out. Look at you. Look at you.
I think it's Marcus.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say Allen, but yeah.
Only because you committed to it already. Klein Oak and the Woodlands.
Woodlands.
And Rockwall versus Wiley East. I'm assuming Wiley East.
Wiley.
Yeah, I think this is where it ends for Rockwall, right?
Bridgeland and Tomball.
Bridge.
And Garland, Sachs or Rockwall Heath.
Saxey and Heath.
I think it's Heath. I think this is the other year for the Rockwall team to do some damage
The
in
other
the
half.
playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Heath.
Yeah, I can see that.
They've been consistent this year.
All right, and then coming back down, Heath or Bridgeland.
Great matchup. I think I'm going with Bridgeland on that one.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I agree.
And then Wiley East.
Wiley East.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the debate on this side here, Keller or Marcus.
I got Marcus.
I got Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
I got Marcus.
And then Carroll or Highland Park. I know you're Carroll.
This stands for Highland Park here.
Yeah. That's just.
You've committed to.
But this is going to be a great game.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be a great game.
Yeah.
If Highland Park can kind of frustrate them, get a lead,
Right.
and just kind of, if they can keep kind of the Salt Lake Carroll star players in check,
Yeah.
they can I think they can pull it off.
Yeah.
But I think Salt Lake Carroll just has too much firepower, and I think they have a very deep bench too.
Yeah.
Because when I saw them play against Johnson, even their second string and their third string players were just still on. I mean,
Yeah.
they're. It's going to be scary that next year they're still going to be good next year.
Yeah. Make no mistake about it, South Lake Carroll, as they could potentially be a generational team, right? But they're still going to have to run that gauntlet, so, and, they're incredibly talented, loaded, have a ton of depth. And who is the team that can match them, pound for pound, and play perfect that day, right? Because I think that's the other piece you're going to get is a South Lake Carroll can afford some of the mistakes a little bit, but for the team to knock them off, they're going to have to play pretty
Perfect
close
game.
to perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Region 1, regional final, South Lake Carroll versus Louisville Marcus. And then Region 2, Bridgeland versus Wiley East.
Total of 2 losses out of the 4 teams.
Oh wow, wow! Look at that.
2 losses and 2 ties.
What's the wins here? Almost 100 wins.
We should look up the goals for against for all 4.
Yeah,
South Lake Carroll's allowed 8 all year, 171 and 8.
yeah.
And you mentioned Wiley East is only allowed 3.
I mean, between the 4 of these, there's probably under 20 goals scored on them.
$11 for Marcus.
Yeah.
So that's 19 and 3, so 22. Bridgeland. Bridgeland's allowed 9.
Oh, wow.
So 31 goals.
So really good defense. All 4 teams have really good defenses.
Yeah.
Defensive players.
And just firepower offensively. So for Region 1, I can't go against Carroll. That's going to be my pick for.
If I'm doing the math on this correct, I see 99 wins between these 4. So,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree, Steve.
This will be, I think, a 2-0 game.
Very close, though.
Yeah.
Very close.
Maybe 1-0 and then like a late goal.
Yeah, that accumulation piece, right, is what does Marcus have left, right? So,
And what game plan they, you know,
Yeah.
I think if they, since they're within the vicinity, they'll be able to scout them and see, kind of come up with a game plan, especially that game against Highland Park, see what they do, and if they can use that,
Yeah.
to the final, or
Because
even
it seems like South Lake Carroll has the toughest path. They may be the best
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
yeah.
but they have
Oh,
the
yeah.
toughest path.
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially where this is McKinley. This is at McKinley ISD Stadium. So I'm assuming travel's not really for either
about
one
an
of
hour
these.
drive. That traffic, because
Yeah.
even Marcus is going to have.
Yeah, because they're already playing Hurst Bell in the 3rd round. As far as our predictions.
Now, the
Dallas Howard
other
Park.
question is who advances on this other side here?
I'm going with the team that's only allowed 3 goals.
Wiley East.
If I'm making a pick. But you guys know the competition. You know, is it as tough a competition for that?
RPI integrity time here,
Yeah.
Rafa.
I think you're going to give the edge to
East.
East. Now, where's that regional being played at?
It says Kelly
McKinney?
Reed.
Right, so that's going. So it's going
Or
to
is
be
that
half.
not- oh, no, never mind. That's
in
yours.
Austin.
Yeah, it's Austin. Never mind. Yeah.
You know, the only loss what Brinsley had was against Wolford Friendship. And Wiley is, I think, it's a better team than Wolford Friendship.
Yeah, I like Wiley East here. So, and again,
Yeah.
just another behemoth that South Lake Carroll will have to face in the process. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, that's going to do it, right, for Region 1 and 2? Yeah, so,
Steve, you got it down in pencil? Nothing in pen, just in pencil.
all right. So as Harry transitions us here to Region 3 and 4 for girls here, let me tell you about sponsored by our good friends at Gipper. So Gipper is the way schools, athletic departments, ADs, and coaches create world-class marketing content. Join over 2,500 coaches, ADs, as well as clubs and programs that use Gipper to create high-quality visual branded graphics for your program. The best part, anyone can do it in seconds on any device without needing any design experience whatsoever. Just for being a 50/50 podcast listener, you're also going to be able to save on today. Just go to gipper.com/partner/5050. And just for being a 50/50 podcast listener, you will save 10% off any first-time Gipper purchase on an annual package. So again, that's gipper.com/partner/5050.
So on this one here, Katy schools I don't just automatically pick against. So Fort Bend Ridge Point, Katy Cinco Ranch. I was gonna just do it, but then I was like, oh, it's Katy school, and there's talent in Katy. So
I will say this for Ridge Point: is there, and maybe it's just me, but is there a more just strong, dominant, undefeated team that is not being talked about? You know,
No.
I just, and granted, they've had a tough time the last 2 years, right? They've had a tough time, having some upsets, and I just feel like maybe this is the year where things line up for them differently, right? Just because all that attention isn't on them necessarily. So yeah, let's see. I anticipate a good run. I anticipate a good run from them. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game, but I think they'll win that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cy-Fair in Houston Heights,
Cy-Fair.
Katy Seven Lakes and Richmond George Ranch,
Katy Seven Lakes.
Houston Bel Air and Houston Memorial.
Bel Air.
I know Memorial's had some good teams in the last couple of years, and I think they had a good run. I think last year.
Yeah, that's the team.
That's the team that was the team that made that run. Maybe they lost from graduation.
Yeah.
This is going to be a close game. But I think Bel Air may have a little bit more, maybe because, like I said, they probably lost. Lost because of graduation. But this is going to be a good game, a real close, good game.
And I'm assuming we're going Clear Lake over Elsa and Westbrook.
Another
Pasadena,
RPI.
Adobe.
Another RPI special here.
Yeah, Westbrook.
Pearland Dawson and League City Clear Falls.
Dawson.
Yeah. Dawson. Hey, so Dawson's won. I'm drawing a blank on her name. Ingle's the last name. She's won. We talked about Nico Sellers with New Braunfels Canyon. They are going to be in games simply because of their goalkeeper, right? So something to keep in mind.
Pasadena Memorial and Humble Summer Creek.
Summer Creek.
Houston Lamar and Cypress Creek.
This is a tough 1-4 matchup.
But I think Lamar has enough.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Tompkins, Katy Tompkins and Fort Bend Elkins.
Tompkins.
Houston, Stratford and Houston Westside.
Stratford.
Fort Bend Clemens and Katy Jordan.
I think Katy Jordan.
Yeah.
I think they've had some good had a good season.
Yeah.
Deer Park or Humble Atascosa.
That's another. It could be normally Humble Atascosa.
Atascocita.
Atascocita's been.
Deer Park.
But Deer Park, I think they're just.
Pearland, League City Clear Springs.
So this is a sentimental one. They've played in a very tough district. That 24 district is no joke. So Clear Springs is not your prototypical three seed, and of course had their coach on the podcast earlier this year. Learned a lot more about them. I could see this one. Yeah,
An upset.
I could see this one as an upset.
Humboldt, Kingwood, or Pasadena.
Kingwood.
And then League City, Clear Creek, or Alvin Shadow Creek.
I think Shadow Creeks.
Shadow.
There's like a one game difference between the 2 seed and the 3 seed in that district.
All right. And then on our side here, on the 4 here, so Los Fresnos or La Jolla.
I actually got to see Los Fresnos play against Steele. Very good team.
Yeah, you like them, right?
Yeah, they can. They're a very talented team. They should have no problem with La Jolla.
Taft and Laredo LBJ.
Half all the way.
Edinburgh and Brownsville Rivera.
This could go either way on this one, but I think Edinburgh just has enough to pull forward.
Warren, who follows us on our show here, so shout out to the Warren coach here. And their first time he said that they were in the playoffs or at
17 years. 17 years, yeah.
I think they're traveling down to Laredo if I'm right on the matchup against Laredo United.
I got the upset here.
Yeah, Warren's going to knock off. I think District 29 is a lot better than District 30 for girls.
Reagan and San Marcos, so more closer action.
Reagan.
Round Rock and Austin Anderson.
Very strong Round Rock team. Round Rock.
Cibolo Steel and Lee, both kind of disappointing years.
You still thinking Anderson?
I think.
Are you still going? Because Anderson is the one that. Or am I thinking of the boys' side?
That was the boys' side.
It was the boys' side, right? Yeah, no, never mind.
No, I think Lee, because they're being in District 28, I think they're, even though they struggled, but hey, you're losing team against Johnson, you're losing against Reagan, which is no shame, or Brandeis, or even Clark. So I think Lee it'll be a close one, but Lee will pull this one off.
And I'm assuming we've mentioned Dripping Springs 4, 5, 6 times already, so I'm assuming over Stony Point.
Yep.
Rafa's alma mater, Del Rio versus O'Connor.
There we go.
You say that, but every year.
But that's the boys.
It's the boys.
It's the boys.
It's the boys. It's the boys.
Here's the thing here. I saw Del Rio play against Brennan at the Ranger Classic. Yeah. Brennan basically blew them out. I don't see Del Rio beating, even though O'Connor's going to their place. O'Connor has the players and the experience going deep.
Is that one confirmed at Del Rio? Is it
Saturday? Yeah. So, but O'Connor should have no problem winning that game.
Edinburgh,
Economides,
and Weslaco High.
Economides, I think, on that one.
Brennan and Laredo Alexander, I know you've already mentioned on the show. Brennan. Harlingen and Edinburgh North, I'm assuming Harlingen.
Great
Lake
matchup
Travis
here.
and Westwood.
This might be one of your best first round matchups in Region 4 here. So, Coach Maloney in his first year at Lake Travis, he's got him as a runner-up. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, they were district champs, right, in 26.
They got knocked out by Johnson.
Yeah. Man.
I'm going to go Lake Travis.
I want to go Lake Travis. I don't know what's.
Where's this game we played at?
Yeah, here I can confirm that. Because that was just put out.
I think that game's at Vandergrift, I believe.
I want to say so. But
according to Max Preps, the scoring averages, Westwood, they average 1.8 goals, where Lake Travis averages 3.8. So,
Vandergrift, yep. 4:30, Friday, March 24th, 4:30 p.m., Vandergrift High School.
I think Lake Travis wins this one. Close. Maybe over. I think could see an overtime game on this one.
New Braunfels, the Unicorns versus the Surprise Clark.
So Clark snuck in. I actually just saw them about a week and a half ago.
I would not want to play Clark.
No.
I can say that.
I've got Clark. They have a lot of firepower up top.
And they're in that formidable 28-6A.
They have that goal. Last time I saw them when they played Reagan, they didn't have the firepower up front, but they had good goalkeeping. Right, the goalkeeper was saving them, and that was like a 1-0 game.
Yeah.
So I saw them later after we saw that. I saw them recently, and now they've got.
I don't know where that game's going to be played at.
I like Clark.
New Braunfels, it's tough because New Braunfels is a good team.
No,
yes,
very
good team.
But
I think
Clark
this could.
They kind of.
Clark's team last year was a lot better than this year's team.
No, they are. They are.
So that could come in and factor because New Braunfels wasn't. To me, I thought they were going to go toe to toe with Clemens, and that wasn't the case. I think New Braunfels has maybe a little bit. I think kind of leaning towards them.
You're trying to go kind of finishing versus the defense, right? The goal. I think. Yeah, I know what you're getting at. I don't know. I'm just saying, man. Clark is scrappy. They're going to make it ugly. They're going to lure you into their match, and I just don't see that much separation there. And then,
if it's a low-scoring game, I'll favor Clark because of the goalkeeping.
And for Clark, and for a maybe younger, not as seasoned Clark squad to get in there this year compared to versus last year. I think that's saying something. So I think that's why I like him.
So we're going
Clark.
Clark. I know it's got a toss up, but we're going Clark. Vandergriff and Buda Johnson.
I think this is the first year Peter Johnson made the playoffs, but
Yeah,
you
the
gotta
coach.
you gotta give it a Vandergriff.
Yeah, coach has done a great job there, but Vandy, I like Vandy here. Yeah.
And I'm assuming Johnson over East Central. No,
Correct.
no shock on that.
Where's that one? Has that one been confirmed again? The
That
Johnson
one's
Central,
I think at
Central?
Comalander, I believe.
Comalander. Actually, I think we had retweeted that.
Yeah, I think that one's at Comalander.
Comalander, yep. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., March 23rd, Comalander.
So coming back down, Johnson, Vandergriff.
Man, that's a tough one.
I think Johnson's peaking at the right time. I think and then especially what they did last year to knock off Lake Travis. I think they have enough to knock off Vandergriff.
Can they repeat that,
Yeah.
right? Because we know that's been, especially on the girls' side,
Yeah.
that's been the San Antonio schools. Kryptonite, right, has been the Austin schools. Vandergriff's not going to come in, not be afraid of them. Doesn't matter if they're the runner-up. So, yeah, and then, this one's an interesting one just because where does it end up being played? What do you think, Steve?
I'm going to give the edge to Johnson. But yeah, that's been their kryptonite lately.
Yeah, Johnson, Harry.
With the Austin teams.
Clark.
And then on this side, I think Austin.
Lake
Travis.
Travis.
Yeah.
We have the rematch.
And then Harlingen versus Brennan.
This is going to be a good game because O'Connor lost to Harlingen early in the year. But I think Brennan, a little more physical,
Yes.
good far part up front.
They're also peaking.
Yeah, they're peaking too. Depending where this game's at, if I'm Brennan, I don't play this game in Corpus because of the wind. I play this game in Laredo. We're playing in Alice, and I think they can pull this one off.
So how do these match up? Because Brennan has matched up well versus O'Connor, right? So that doesn't necessarily guarantee a win versus Harlingen.
Yeah.
But Brennan also finished strong, right? So
Then the travel, because Brennan's playing in Laredo. Like, if they have to go.
This is going to be
Down to
this is
the
going to be
valley.
probably in
Coin
Corpus. I'm them. I play this game in Laredo or Alice. Because Cavanis has those funky winds, and you don't want the ball to bounce the wrong way, which has cost some teams in games in the playoffs there.
Yeah.
But I think Brennan just has it more than enough.
Yeah.
They do.
They're more battle tested than Harlingen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've got a little bit more of a bench probably as well.
Yeah.
So we're going Brennan.
Yes.
Edinburgh or O'Connor.
O'Connor.
Connor.
Dripping Springs and Lee.
Tripping.
Yeah, Dripping Springs.
You don't think Lee can recover? Because early in the season they were on a roll.
No, Dripping Springs just has too much.
Too much.
I think Dripping Springs is hitting their stride at the
We
right
saw
time.
Lee recently, about 3 weeks ago
Yeah.
against Reagan, and they just didn't really have much of anything, especially in the midfield areas. There was not much there. So going up against a power like Dripping Springs, I just
Yeah, if they fall behind like what they did with Reagan, they pretty much fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you allow Dripping Springs to score score right away. I think that'll kill their spirit, and it could turn into a rout.
Yeah.
Round Rock and Reagan.
that'll be a good one. I'm gonna go Round Rock.
Yeah. I agree. I like Round Rock here.
Warren and Edinburgh.
I think Warren gets this one.
I think so. Oy.
Look at that.
I think Warren gets this one.
Yeah. All right.
Is it just because of the matchups?
Yeah.
You got to look at Warren, who they've played compared to who Edinburgh's played.
Yeah.
As far as especially district, I think Warren's had some good results. You know,
And they had that tie against Taft too.
Yeah.
You know, so they know how to play as a team. You know, whether it's defensively or offensively, the coach can put a tactic together, a plan, and this team follows suits with that.
And then Taft and Los Fresnos.
That's going to be a real good game. But Taft just a little more physical, more far apart up front. The key is their midfielder. She really controls a lot, and then also goalkeeping too.
They're very well established in all three groups. Yeah.
All right, so moving over back to Region 3 here. Humboldt Kingwood or Alvin Shadow Creek?
Good matchup there. I think Kingwood.
Deer Park and Clear Springs from League City.
Deer Park.
Stratford and Katy Jordan.
That's a tough one.
I can see Katy Jordan maybe if sneaking into the next round after this. That Katy district's a real brutal district.
I'm gonna go Stratford.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning Stratford here. Yeah.
Lamar and then Tompkins.
I
Then.
think Tompkins.
Yeah.
Going up to the top, Dawson or Humble Summer Creek.
I like Dawson here.
Dawson.
Clear Creek and Beaumont Westbrook.
Clear Lake, I think.
Or Clear Lake, pardon me. Seven Lakes and Houston Bel Air.
Seven Lakes, yeah.
And Ridge Point or Cy-Fair.
Like Ridge Point here.
Yeah.
It's going to set up a great regional quarterfinal there.
Ridge Point or Seven Lakes.
Seven Lakes. I think they finally end Ridge Points this season.
This is a potentially win this and you can make a run to state, you know. Yeah.
Clear Lake or Dawson.
I think Clear Lake.
Yeah, I'm thinking Clear Lake.
Katy Tompkins and Stratford from Houston.
I want to go with Tompkins.
Tompkins, yeah.
And Deer Park or Humble Kingwood.
I'm gonna go Kingwood.
I don't know, Deer Park.
Similar records.
Similar. I think Deer Park.
Very even. Man, it's a tough one.
I think that one can go either way.
Yeah.
But I think Deer Park may have a little bit more.
Slightly.
Slightly.
Yeah. But
So
these
if Deer Park wins this,
humble squads are good.
the regional is in Deer Park
And
or
Deer
at
Park.
Deer Park.
Yeah.
It's Abashir Stadium.
Yep.
So we're rolling with Deer Park. And then Battle of 29 here, Warren and Taft. I'm assuming Taft.
Taft gets it this time,
Yeah.
even though they tied last time they played.
Yeah. How do they handle that, right? So an opportunity for revenge here.
Dripping Springs and Round Rock. I'm assuming Dripping Springs. You guys keep propping them up.
Yeah.
Round Rocks has done some good runs the last few years.
Yeah.
I think remember that one year they made it to I think the regional semifinal.
Are we back?
I believe so, yeah.
Maybe I need to change it to drip. Picked Round Rock. Everything crashed.
Okay, we should be back on.
How far back did we go? So just because unfortunately it looks like we just lost here. We went
We're discussing Round Rock and
Taft and Warren. We went Taft over Warren here. And then we were discussing Dripping Springs and Round Rock. And it's split right now. Rafa went Dripping Springs. Coach went Round Rock. And Steve is in the hot seat.
I am. So Round Rock's only loss,
Just Rockwell Heath.
2-0.
And then they
Back
tied
in
Ridge
January.
Point 0-0.
Yeah.
And then the 2 ties with Vandegrift.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Dripping Springs. I just think this is a different Round Rock squad this year. But it's hard to go against a Dripping Springs team that is like found their stride.
How much of a talent difference is it to go from 5A like Dripping Springs up to 6A? Is it, obviously Dripping Springs is very talented.
The
so
biggest
it's not
thing you
about
usually
that,
see is the depth, right?
which Dripping Springs has.
Right, exactly, and that's why they were just like Highland Park. They were so immediately competitive, right? Is the depth is where you start to see the separation in terms of your first 11 versus maybe can you go only 2 deep, 3 deep, 4 deep, 5 deep, and reload off the bench, and that's what you start to see.
Yeah, the key losses for Dripping Springs was Flower Mound 2-1. They did play against South Lake Curl, but they lost 5-1 on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did beat Lake Travis, and they did beat Austin Westlake, who was the defending.
Yeah, but Westlake is exactly. But this is also a Westlake that didn't qualify
Yeah.
this year.
So I got Round Rock.
To me, like I said, I think Dripping Springs played a little harder non-district schedule than
They did.
Round Rock.
Yeah, but they just played more matches. Period.
Because they played
I
22.
think was it 21, 1 or 2 extra matches?
20,
I think
just
it's-
2.
Yeah,
Just
2 extra
two.
matches.
Yeah, Round Rock here.
Yeah.
All right. Dripping Springs, we still love you. Rafa still likes your garb.
Shout out to the Booster Club.
There you go.
Another battle of 29. Now this time between the second and third team, Brennan and O'Connor.
I got the Bears. Brendan.
I think this one comes down to coaching.
I think it comes down to the
Brennan,
bench.
Brennan's coach has been there. The O'Connor coach hasn't been this.
They split this
split.
year? They split. Is this the rubber match?
No, Brennan, I think they had the.
Hold on. Brennan won. O'Connor won the first one 3-1. And Brennan won the second one 1-0.
So they split.
So they split.
Yeah.
was
5-2.
5-2.
5-2. Yeah.
All right, so I think we're back up again. Six, 3, 4. Going down here. So we've been debating Brennan and O'Connor, and I think we leaned on Brennan. Johnson and Lake Travis.
That's a rematch from last year, and that game was played at Canyon Lake.
Is that where they played that last
Yeah, and that's Johnson stunned them, I think, in the overtime.
Yeah.
I got Johnson.
And really, Johnson wasn't expected to do much last year.
Right.
And I think from what I saw them last, I know they were missing players against South Lake Curl, but they still put up a fight. And then from some of the games that they won in district play, like I said, the favorite was Reagan, and they took it away from them. And I think Johnson has enough to beat Lake Travis here to advance.
Okay.
Kind of surprised by that. So then that sets up. I believe we already got the other side right. So at Homelander, right? I think is where I said. Yeah. Johnson and Brennan.
Look at those San Antonio teams.
That's what has me.
I know.
There's 3 San Antonio, 1
Austin schools have fared well. Yeah.
Done yet?
Yeah.
Well, we are.
No, we still got the region semifinal.
We still got one Austin team, area team.
It only takes one.
All right, Johnson and Brennan. What do we got?
Say Brennan. Brennan advances to the region final.
I think Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Rafa has been saying 28 is the toughest, or one of the toughest.
Because if you look at 28, you had 5 to 6 teams battling for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Here, it was really 3.
29 was weak.
Yeah, but those 3 were extremely strong.
Yeah.
And we got the 3 here. So
I think Brennan, in terms of their style of play, matches up well with Johnson.
Exactly.
But I think the finishing piece, is what's going to matter here, right? The finishing piece and the end goal, the goalkeeper piece. So slight edge there to Johnson, I think.
And then, so I'm assuming based on the comments, Round Rock Taft. We keep talking about, hey, in Austin school. Well, the Austinish school would be there, but they are going against the best team in San Antonio as far as for the girls, for 6A.
Taft's gonna have to have a really good start, and I think they got to jump on Round Rock.
Yeah, they have to take advantage of the opportunities that they get.
And then Round Rock, I haven't seen them play. I don't know if they're physical, because Taft is a physical team, and the Round Rock's a finesse team. Round Rock's going to struggle with that.
I think you can anticipate that from Round Rock, in 25 6A champion. These Austin districts, they tend to be very, they tend to be pretty physical and athletic. So, and Taft, we know Taft is very organized defensively. They got multiple players that can finish. And again, kind of just like some of the others that we've talked about, they're going to be in matches because of their goalkeeper, Madison Harris. So I think, to me, the question more here is the finishing capability of Round Rock. That's kind of the lingering question. But obviously we know they have finishers, or they wouldn't be district champions and 15-1-4.
So, well, we say that. Round Rock's goals for the year is 72 and 72 for 8 allowed. Taft is 92 and 13.
But there is 2 games that Round Rock did not score, and that was against Vandergrift both times.
Yeah.
So whatever formula Vandergrift used to keep Round Rock scoreless, if Taft can find that, I think if you keep this game a 1-0, 2-0 game, it favors Taft. If this goes to a shootout, I think it will favor Round Rock.
Yeah. So what do you guys think here? What are we going?
Yeah.
I think Taft pulls. I think they pull it off on this one. It'll be okay. If they can keep it close, I think they'll win this game.
Does the game being played in San Antonio?
I think that helps a little bit too.
Yeah.
Not that there's huge travel because between club we go all the time, so not a big difference.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Taft.
So then to the other side here, Katie Tompkins and Deer Park.
Tompkins.
Yeah, I think Tompkins on.
And then up to the top, Seven Lakes or Clear Lake.
Seven Lakes.
So, Region 3 final, Battle of Katy, Seven Lakes versus Tompkins, Johnson, Taft, North Side versus East Side.
2 districts, or no, 3 districts, sorry.
Seven Lakes for me. For Region 3.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I think Taft is going to have a harder time with Round Rock than with Johnson. I think they fit. I think they can take care of business against Johnson.
Tompkins against Seven Lakes, a 1-0 loss and a 0-0 tie. So that's how close.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're runner up there. They're with 1 loss. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Seven Lakes will have.
Yeah.
Who made it out last year? Was it Seven
It
Lakes?
was
Out of Region 3?
Ridge.
Ridge
It was
Point.
Ridge Point.
Ridge
Yeah,
Point.
yeah, because they were upset in the in the state tournament versus Rockwell. So yeah,
What do y'all think about the other match?
This is the year for Taft.
Taft.
I think Taft matches up well with Johnson.
Yeah.
I think I think if you're going to think about goalkeeping, I think they have the edge on that.
Yeah, the tough part is the Round Rock match, I think, for
Yeah.
Taft. If they can get through that, they should be able. Yeah,
Now,
they should be able
how much that will wear them out? This is also a key too.
Yeah. Yeah, the other random variable here too is if Dripping Springs gets past Round Rock, all of this changes.
Yeah.
All of this
because
changes.
then you got different matchups.
Yep. So I think that's the one big variable floating out there. I think
If Dripping Springs does get passed, do you put Dripping Springs where Taft is?
it just I don't know. It depends because then they're gonna
That's a whole nother
yeah
discussion.
because
Dripping Springs has that 40-goal scorer. She's been on a tear.
So what's the finals that we've got here, Steve? Region 1, 2, 3, and 4?
60 girls. So we've got Region 1, South Lake Carroll. Region 2, Wiley East. Region 3, Katy Seven Lakes. And Region 4, San Antonio Taft.
All undefeated.
Mhm.
All 4 would be undefeated.
that's what you would expect in 6A. Yep.
So intro out or the video out.
Video.
And
Video's
then,
good. You go ahead and take us out here.
And then
Yeah.
7:25. So
About 15 minutes, 7:40. Yeah. So this concludes our 6A edition of the girls bracketology. We'll be back 15 minutes, approximately 15 minutes, 7:40 p.m. for our final episode, which will be our 6A boys roundup. So don't go anywhere. be sure to join us.
College Promoters USA, founded and located in San Antonio, operates as the only family-owned college recruiting company in Texas that brings a truly professional, local, and face-to-face approach to area high school student athletes and their families. As the lead sponsor and proud supporter of the 50/50 podcast, alongside Coach Hector Cano, College Promoters is proud to be elevating its support for the college soccer recruiting process more than any other service in the country. If your son or daughter is serious about competing in college soccer, call College Promoters USA directly at 210-494-6363 or visit collegepromotersusa.com anytime. College Promoters USA, the best investment a parent can make in their high school student athlete.